Because don't nobody care about what you don't have. They care about what you have. Let's say it again. Don't nobody care about what you don't have. They care about what you have. What have you got? What do you have? Learn to speak to what you have and stop crying about what you don't have. At some point you gotta say to God, thank you for what you've given me. And stop going to church and crying every Sunday about everything God has given to you. Oh God. I get tired as a pastor. You know, sickness, poverty. Like, there's a point where for you to live, you gotta live in what God has given to you. Confidence. The second one is character. And that is your moral institution. Your inner constitution. What governs you as a person? What are your principles in this business? We need character, don't we? We need some honest people. We need some people with integrity. People that are reliable and that are dependable. People that say they're going to do things and get them done. Don't you get tired of people saying they're going to do things and don't get them done? When you call them, no answer. You send them WhatsApp, double ticks but no blue tick. And now all of a sudden they were busy. All of a sudden they had clothes changing, but we know which Ramaphosa gave us a bit of a break. Right? Like there's a point where you have to say to yourself, it's more important that I be truthful, that I be honest, that I have integrity, that I be dependable, that I show up for myself, that I be true and stop telling myself the lies I've been telling me.
Hey, come on.
400 lies a day an average person tells themselves. 400. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call 10 people today. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna do that. The day comes in the end. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. You're still lying. You're still lying. But character means that you hold yourself to a high accountability. You know, I say to my kids all the time, stop trying to make me proud. Stop trying to make me proud. Make yourself proud. Make yourself proud. And you will do greater things than what I'm setting up for you. Because so many parents set limitations for their kids. Because they think that their child must be a doctor. Meanwhile, the child could have been a president. Meanwhile, the child could have been a CEO of a 10,000 people company. And then you want them to be a doctor and work for a hospital where they're not even earning R1 million a year, but they're working 24 hours a day. Poor kid is mentally drained. Because they're living your dream, and your dream is so tiny. And our kids live in a massive world. It's so much bigger than the world we came from. Let our kids dream and be great. Ask them questions when they come and say to you their dreams. Because you don't understand YouTube doesn't mean that it's useless. Things that happen in this world are much greater. Character. Do you have it? Character. You don't get very far without character.
Preach.
You don't get far because you're lying. And to succeed in life, you gotta be truthful. You gotta see the awful what it is, not what you wish it is. Third thing, let's keep going, my dear. There we go. Courage. You may have the confidence, you may have the character, but to get certain things done, you need courage. In times of crisis, there are 4 types of people that come up. The first group, cowards. They sit in the weeds. They criticize everything. Cowards are the first ones to celebrate when the hero falls. Excited. Who did you think you were? We knew your time was coming. The second ones are villains. The villains are the evil types that take advantage of a bad situation. They'll use people. They'll exploit people. Right? Those are the villains. And then the third type are the supporters. These are the ones that will stand behind the man. Alright? They'll stand behind the woman. They'll be there with their money. They'll be there with their energy. They'll be there with whatever. They will support whoever is leading. Because they decided not to sit around and do nothing. And then the fourth category is a category that has very few people, and that is the hero. All four categories, they're all fearful. They're all in times of trouble. They see the danger. But the hero decides, I will face the danger head on. I would rather die than to sit around and do absolutely nothing. Which one are you going to be? Courage to get rid of your poverty. Sometimes when you hear the numbers you hear in this kind of business, you can't get discouraged and say, but I don't even have 1,000 rands. And now they're talking about 100,000. They're talking about 1,000,000 rands. Take one step at a time. Walk your journey. Stop trying to compare yourself with other people. Because when you do that, you can never appreciate your gift, your progress, and how far you have come. Only look at your past to look at how far you have come. And look at your future in terms of how you can go. Fourth one, let's go, sis. The fourth one is consistency. We heard Sister Andrews talk about it this evening. Consistency. And that is the strongest link in the chain of success. That is your ability to achieve the highest level of success over a period of time. You don't become a one-time wonder, right? But you can do this over and over again. And I'll tell you this, you will not be able to know how to be consistent if you don't know your system. What is your system? How do you operate? What kind of people do you work with the best? What kind of environment do you work in the best? You need to figure out your system. See, when I had to start over at the age of 39 in 2019, I had lost, Brown was there, he knows. I'd lost almost everything. I think he got tired of me asking him for money. I thought, Pastor, so what have to do 50 No, I'm just kidding. Never got tired. His family they were there for me because they were there in my tragedy. Started over at age of 39. Couldn't find any jobs. 150 jobs applications later, 2.5 years later, no job. You're thinking, man, I was working at this, so how come they didn't give me a job? They didn't care about my English. They didn't care about how well I can sell myself. It didn't matter that I was a black man in South Africa, none of that stuff. Triple BE didn't help me. AA didn't help me. None of that helped me. I need to sit down and say, what has God given to me? There was a scripture, Exodus 14:15, when the children of Israel were about to cross the Red Sea. And then they were crying to Moses and saying, Moses, the Egyptians are coming and the sea is in front of us. We'd rather go back because God's going to kill us. And then Moses goes and crying to God. And God says, why are you crying to me? What have you got in your hand? He says a staff. And he says, raise it. It's like, what do I have in my hand? Raise it. Wow. And when you get tired, find people who can hold you on the side. Ron was there to hold my arm up. What I had was this gift. Communication. That was my gift from a very young age. Being a preacher. And I found out there's an industry that can pay me for being a communicator. A trainer. A teacher. Listen, stop making excuses. Consistency. Because consistency is about your credibility. The next one. There's a point where you get stuck. You've done all you could, but you get stuck. You reach a plateau. And at that point, you need creativity. You need to think outside the box. One of the ways that I, as a South African, get to do better than most South Africans, I've got a diverse group of friends.
Come on.
Diverse. Let me tell you something. Where there's abundance of money, there's no xenophobia.
Yeah.
Xenophobia doesn't care about abundance of money. You find xenophobia where there is a lack of money.
Yes.
Where everybody's fighting. They have xenophobia. They're fighting for the crumbs. Brown was my best man at my wedding. My pastor from the US was there. My other young friend that I mentored for the last 13 years, an Afrikaans young boy, he was there. I have a diverse group of friends. You know what helps me? It helps me with expanding my mind. It helps me expand my mind. You know, you get to appreciate your country when you travel. You get to appreciate your country. You get to appreciate your continent. One of my favorite countries, I don't know, maybe when I go to Nigeria it might change, but it's Ghana. traveled so many different parts, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and you get to learn about how great it is to be an African.
Yeah.
Not just a South African, but to be what? An African. And the world is ready for us as Africans to take it on. What I love about this is the fact that there's a collaboration between the West and the East. When you go on social media, you see, I'm a Nigeria this, South African this. In this room, none of that nonsense. Why? Because money doesn't care about your xenophobia. Doesn't care. Only cares about what you're bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? Let's keep on going. Be consistent. Be creative. Einstein says creativity is intelligence having fun. Intelligence having fun. Does your intelligence have fun, or is it restricted to your own ideas? When people come to you with ideas that you don't know, are you the no type? No. Let's try this. No. What about this? No. You need creativity to expand your business. You need to think outside of the box and ask yourself, what have you done? Right? Next one. The next one is collaboration. Collaboration. We've done consistency, right? I'll send all these to you guys so you can see what it is. Enough time. I don't want to teach you. Done creativity, collaboration. Now this is the power, the leverage.
That's right.
The leverage is collaboration. This doesn't happen without Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia. It doesn't happen. If you're only restricting your existence to South Africa, you're limited. I say this all the time to South Africans. We have one of the most powerful passports on the continent. But we don't use it. We don't use it. When I get a USA visa, it's a 10-year visa. And I can be in the USA for 6 months at a time. I travel between the US and South Africa and do work. I go that side, I go pick it up. I bring it this side. I don't have to worry about the rand. And you sit there thinking, but I'm not you. Well, you don't have to be. Be you. I don't talk about my story of poverty. The poverty that I come from is the one of not having shoes, of not having food to eat, of not having an underwear. That's the kind of poverty that I come from. I didn't go to a fancy English school. I taught myself to speak this way because I realized, they respond. When you start training and going this way, the eyes go like, and I was like, I don't have education. I grew up poor. I couldn't go to university. But you know what? I can sound like them. And in fact, I can sound better than them. But in fact, what about I learned the things that they know? And I learned more. Yes. So don't be sitting there thinking, oh no, but you. No, I have not had anything. And how, my place, there are no sangomas. We have no snakes. None of that stuff. And every time I pray to God, sometimes I feel like He's not even listening to me. But let me see. I saw God do great things the moment I began to embrace myself and know that He created me. When I started seeing the greatness in who God has made me to be, I began to live in the greatness of God in my own life. I don't have to compete with Brown. Goodness, how am I going to get to that height? But let's come and stand here and then let him speak. I hold him, right? That's the thing we do all the time with each other. But you don't have to be anybody. Don't compete with anyone. I don't have to be threatened by your shine. I don't have to be threatened. I can clap for you and celebrate you. Collaboration is about that. I have to celebrate you and clap for you when you're winning. I have to ask myself, what else can I do to help you be great? Because your greatness makes me great. When I'm in this circle and you do great things, I'm the next great thing because of you. Don't rush to be ahead. Sometimes you have to let the ones that are running the race, that are strong, that are doing the thing they do. And just be with them. At some point, they will then grab you along with them. And maybe, because of how far they've gone, you'll be able to climb over them and go even higher than them. But it's not even about that. But it's about embracing your journey the way that God has made it. Don't compare yourself with anybody. I'm going to close off with this one. This is the most important one. When you're collaborating, when you're doing all the things that you're doing, you need to learn how to communicate. People with great communication skills are seen as the most 2 to 3 times more intelligent than they actually are. Did you know that? You know this. Because many places in this business, how many times have you been scammed? You know why I got scammed? Because the scammers could communicate. They could articulate the nonsense that they were selling you very well. But because you're a poor communicator, because you don't listen very well, you get scammed. If you develop your communication skill, you can see nonsense from afar. You can smell it. That doesn't make sense. There are inconsistencies in what they're promising. Some things don't line up. You can pick it up. But when you're not a great communicator, but you're desperate, you are the easiest person to exploit. If I wanted to be a prophet today, I could be one. And I could make a lot of money tomorrow. If I wanted to be some kind of a bishop, doctor, prophet, whatever from wherever, I could do it. Because I know how easy it is for people to be convinced, because we are highly influenceable beings. But how do you do with that? Become a great communicator. Develop your vocabulary. Stop saying, if you are in a business like this, where there are people from other places and English is part of it, develop your English. There's no excuse. If you are not a very good communicator and then people keep on saying to you, but you are rude. Your mother said you're rude. Your uncle says you're rude. Your friends say that you're rude. At work they say you're rude. Network marketing they say you're rude. Do you see that there's one common denominator? It's you. I said, it's you when? How come whenever you go, people say the same thing? It means that you got a problem. And you got to deal with it. And if you're going to be in the business of communication, you need to develop the skills of communication. Develop a vocabulary. Learn. For some of you that are not following me, over here, if you have your cell phone, you can go and just give a review online to say, Ish, we listened to that man and he was amazing. Right? Come on, I don't hear that. Yeah? So just go Jabuzwani, and then on Google, please give a review and say, okay, listen to him, this is what he does. And this is what you're gonna do when you are in a business, promote yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm promoting myself. I don't miss the opportunity. There are like so many people in here, why would I miss the opportunity? So, go and review, because this helps me with my rating online. And then the last one are my social media handles. On TikTok, I'm Jabuzwani, @Jabuzwani Talks. And also on Instagram, @Jabuzwani Talks. Oh, it didn't save. @Jabuzwani Talks, and my website is jabuzwani.com. But let me close off with these words. The world, again, does not care about you until you matter. And you matter when what you do matters. The only reason why your story matters is because what you do matters. And that makes you matter. When Vusi Mewayo puts out he can put out the same quote as I do, who's going to get more likes? Vusi. Because Vusi matters. In his circle, he matters. He's done what he needed to do. He's put on the work. But some people would say, but how come people are liking Vusi and I said the same thing that he said, but nobody likes me? That's because nobody cares about you.
Exactly.
Because you don't do anything that matters. Even in this business, the people who will matter in this business are the people who do what matters for other people.
Oh, yes.
If you're in this business only for you,
Preach.
you're going to become irrelevant at some point. If you want to become relevant all the time and have people follow you everywhere you go, matter to them. So 7 things. Confidence. The strongest belief in who you are, what you can do, and what you can achieve. Character. Your inner moral constitution that governs you with principles and values and beliefs, that puts boundaries around what you can do and what you will not do, what you will sell out for and what you will not sell out for. Courage. Life is tough. Let's say this together. Life is tough. People are looking for easy. Don't be the easy target. Because if you're an easy target, they're going to come for you. For everything you got, and they'll take it with your shoes and your socks. Leave you with nothing. 4th thing. Consistency. The strongest link in the chain of success. Be consistent. Over time, consistency pays. Preceding any success story is consistency. You will never find a success story without consistency. Getting money from your mother, that's not success. That's luck. But when you make your own money, your own millions, that's success.
Oh, yes.
5th thing, creativity. Have fun with your intelligence. Stop being so stuck up and start exploring. Increase diversity in your environment. Have some friends who come out of the country. Have some friends from other tribes. Have some friends from other places. Stop sticking with the same people all the time. Talking about the same things all the time. The same thing the same way you see them all the time. And that is why you will be stuck in the same place. And some of you are so happy to be the biggest fish in the small pond. You don't want to lose that. Collaboration. It ain't about you, but what you can do for others. Find common vision. There's one right now that's been given to you. Work with that. And lastly, for goodness sake, learn to communicate.
Oh, yes.
Like anybody can do that. Stop saying I'm quiet, I can't do this. And you know what? Whatever you tell your mind, that's exactly what's going to give you. If you say you're a bad communicator, that's exactly what you are. And nobody's going to convince you that you're not. But if you say that I'm not as good as I want to be, but I'm getting there and I'm going to do everything I can to be a great communicator, guess what? The brain is like, okay, let's go. Let's get this thing going. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this evening.